All right, Hurricane Milton coming in. I'm evacuating tomorrow. We are going to talk about energy and how everything is affecting everything else. I'm going to talk about solar flares. There is a study, actually evidence, which is a real deal from scientists, that I'm going to share with you that solar flares absolutely interfere with our psychic abilities. Yeah, isn't that interesting? These are people that are the real professionals, funded, experiments in real labs or wherever they do that. So I want to share that with you because I want you to understand now we're going into 2025 soon. And that means that there are, and I shared with you, I call them portals. Who knows what it is? There are openings. I'm going to explain what the openings are and how it's going to affect you energetically, but what you can do with it. This isn't something happening to you. All right, we didn't talk about the hurricane too. Is that happening to us? No. All right, you ready for this? This is interesting, cool stuff. And of course, I'm going to share a little bit about Tesla and what he said about all of this. I did another video about his opinion of Jesus. And I'm going to talk to you about that because it applies to us also. This energy expansion, it's amazing. Get ready for this. Let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through fears and live an amazing life. You know, every time I do a video about predictions in the future, I get all kinds of views. Even though we're doing it, people still want to know what the future is. They still want to be told what it is. And the problem with that, and it is actually a problem if you want to feel good, what if what you hear isn't good? And here's the problem with that. Every future is possible. So if you're listening to the prediction that somebody's giving you of a probability that's real, then you are going to focus on that and you will actually entangle with it. We're going to talk about energy right now. And of course, I'm going to ask you to subscribe. You're subscribing. It keeps me going. This is what I do for a living. I'm on a mission to open doors for you, to empower you, to maybe get you to think a little bit about what you really are. And that is limitless. And that all of these powers that seem like other people have, you have. Here's the only thing stopping you from doing anything, including walking on water. Removing the veils. The more veils we remove, the more we reveal our true essence, even in human bodies. Now, that's part of the game. So you don't get out of that. You don't get out of the density. We do come with the ignorance and the unconsciousness. That's the whole point, is to discover it, discover our dark selves and how we can transform it. It's all about transformation, evolving, discovery, and experiencing. Don't be afraid to experience things. Don't be afraid to experience being human. Don't be afraid of fear. Now, you guys have read my book, Breakthrough Fear. I want to share this with you right now, because if you can master this, and hopefully that book has helped a lot of people. I'm getting an amazing response. If you can master the fear part, you can open up the gateways to what we're going to talk about today. That is unlimited probabilities that you actually can bring into your reality, your 3D or 4D existence here as a human. You can actually create it at every moment, and actually you are, but more unconsciously. So when we break through fear, we actually use the fear in a positive way. All right, what makes life so exciting? You've heard me say this before. Fear. It's fear. What motivates you? Fear. So fear has a place. What makes people evacuate? Fear. I'm actually not in fear. Now, we are in a material world, and I'm not feeling fear at all. I just realized, well, what will be, what will be. And when you go into fear, you're experiencing something that you don't have to. Now, you might want to, that's fine. But when you don't like something and you want it to be different, you go into struggle. If you don't want to struggle anymore, say yes. Show me what this is. What can I be and do in this? It's that simple. And all of a sudden, the threat is gone and the openings happen. Now, Tesla believed that Christ was just a master of energy, and he was demonstrating that. By the way, that's my dishwasher going. We have to get everything done before we leave here because they're going to probably shut water down. So he believed that Christ was spirituality and energy, and he didn't look at it like a religious thing, as I do not, as you guys know, right? I think we're all energy, and then we have different levels of people here that have less veils. Well, Christ had none, and he mastered that, but he had veils when he came here. He got angry. He lost his hope out in the desert. You know, you forsake me. He felt like he was alone, all right? He felt like Christ was out there by himself, and God was like totally like not handling things. Yeah, so you who are feeling that, you're not alone. Well, herein is the challenge. The assistance isn't going to help you experience the breakthrough. So if somebody comes in and gives you an answer or a sign or whatever, and you need to go through that challenge, it's going to stand back until you get it. It's like somebody coming in and you go, this test is so difficult. Help me. And they're going, we can't. Because if we fill in those answers for you, you'll graduate and you won't be qualified. And then you'll flunk somewhere else out there. Does that make sense? And so they step back and I go, oh, we want to help, but you've got to do this. You came here to master this class. Finish that test. Master it. If you flunk, then study more. Master it and take it again. And then all of a sudden, they all step in. The veils will open up for you because now you've gone to a different level and you say, okay, forgiveness. I'm not blaming anybody. Oh, I'm taking responsibility. Oh, I'm not judging like I used to. I'm catching it. And I'm recognizing that's me going into a low level. That's separation. I see it for what it is. And all of a sudden other things open up, opportunities, and then you shift into something beautiful. I shared with you about my friend Mike, who when I was talking to the homeless man and went and got him his pastrami sandwich, $20 sandwich. He deserved it. My friend Mike walked down the block. He wouldn't stand there and talk to him. He was uncomfortable, I could tell. And then he made comments later on about like, so that was, the deli guy, people in the deli said that he was a cool guy. They knew him. I said, yeah, not that that mattered, but he started to create another story in his head that was a human being. The guy was in a wheelchair. That's a human being. And I was treating him like a human being. I shifted our reality. It wasn't some, dirty homeless person probably on drugs. It wasn't at all what I saw. And I called him a gentleman, and I went and helped him in his moment of need. And that was my opportunity, and I mastered that moment. It's little segments. It's not always some big, big test. Sometimes it's just one question on the test, final test. It's like, just get this one right. And so it allowed my friend to see that situation differently and that I related differently. We went up a notch. And then I found out he has volunteered a couple times a week. He goes into the food banks. Ironic, isn't it? He goes into the food banks. And he works all day, really hard. He was all bruised up, hauling stuff. That's the kind of impact you can have. Now, when I talk about energy, and Tesla said everything's affecting one another, so if you do group meditations, group prayers, it counts. He said when you go into creation, passion, excitement, joy, it changes the energy field. So let's talk science. He said it changes the energy field, and it actually changes the reality that we're in, so you experience different things because now you are accessing, you've gone through a different door now. So you're not down that basement with the mold and the rats, nothing wrong with rats. But now you're in a different situation, so you're experiencing something different. That's just how it works. Now, we talk about the solar flares. There's groups that were doing studies on people dreaming and what their dreams were, and people that were in labs tested type of situations where they were sending messages to that person not knowing what that was, sort of like of a remote viewing type of situation where you envision it, you send the message to somebody else and they draw it. Well, the dreamers, they were doing it for people in dreams, were getting detailed messages in the dream. So the dreams are powerful because the negative limiting thinking sort of peels away. You bring your stuff in there, but it sort of peels away. You're in this different space, and that's real. It's another reality. It just exists differently. And so they were sending these messages, but here's what they did. They did a study on solar flares and the responses of these people. I got to put my fan on. It's getting humid in here. The responses of these people and their hits, how many times they got it right, and it went way down when solar flares went up. Isn't that interesting? We have them coming in. Now you may feel a little bit of out of sorts, and that intuition, maybe you're not feeling it so much. Maybe you're feeling a little off. That's real. We're going to have a lot more. We're supposed to have them bulk in 2025, but it started in 2024, and we're going to have some big ones. It might take out some of our communications. It's already been doing that. All of this is working in tandem, so nothing stands alone. So I want you to know that, because we think that, this happens and this happens. No, it's all happening. If you read my book, it's one thing happening. So everything moves, everything moves. This moves, everything moves. All right, nothing's independent of one another, nothing's separate. You count that much. So we're going into an era where we're actually going to go into focusing on how to use this. It's going to be super, super cool. I am going to, if you guys are in here, start to work with people and students that are working with energy, healing. Nikki, she does orbs. She and I are going to do a master class for you guys. This is real stuff, and I debunk everything. You guys know how I feel about this. I debunk everything. I couldn't debunk hers. Her dog died, and she sent me pictures of orbs, and the dog's face was in an orb. Okay, this is real stuff, and so we're starting to realize it is real stuff. Now, if you keep thinking, oh, this is crazy and that's woo-woo, then you limit yourself. Now you're saying there's something that can't be done. Now, yeah, people make up crap. They try to get it, they make up stories and near-death experiences and stuff. Oh, there's a lot of that just to get attention. I was in some program and for 20 years and space program and I'm back, and they just, some people need attention. Just, shut down the stuff out there. I don't want to hear it. I don't let it into my world because it serves no good purpose. So that energy field, you got to keep it clean, as clean as possible. You guys have seen the products you use, the food you eat, the friends you hang out with, the conversations you have, your thoughts, everything is counting. So if you're feeling alone, you feel like you don't have assistance, then there's something you need to master, because once you do, that will open back up for you. But everything's connected, so you are totally responsible for that. No, this is being done to me. No, that is another test. So when you guys in Breakthrough Fear, it's actually going to be a membership coming up. Breakthrough Fear is a 5-star course that I've been running for years. It's transformed lives. Why? Because we stop seeing ourselves as victims, that some horrible thing has happened, and we change the story. We change that energy field, those thoughts, and we realize nobody did anything wrong to me. We came here in an agreement to experience certain things, and I just didn't master it. I became a dense human being. I forgot my consciousness. It's there, but I'm hiding behind unconsciousness, and I didn't break through. You could break through it now and just realize, wait a second, there's nothing that's ever done to me. I'm always participating because there's nothing separate from me. So Tesla absolutely went deep into this, everything that was done, even Noah's Ark. He believed that there was high level, that was just a story that, unconscious people can understand. He believed that there was high technology created. He did believe in extraterrestrial visitors. He did believe that there's interaction here. He believed that Noah's Ark was something much more advanced and high-tech that actually preserved our DNA to restart. Who knows what's going on now? If we don't behave and somebody said, I feel like maybe I'm creating this hurricane. No, you're not. You can contribute to things. But this is part of the evolution of the planet. It's not, see, we're saying good and bad, right and wrong. You gotta let that go. Just another test, another experience, another adventure. That's it. So we're always thinking things are bad. That creates stress and struggle. Knock it off. Oh, we were due for this, weren't we? Yeah. Are you guys starting to get this? Yeah, I think you are. So every once in a while somebody will come back, but, there's no buts on my channel. But what? Do something. Experience it. Just, it is. I am that. I am. Anything else is made up. But you can make up something pretty cool if you want. We're going to go into a golden era. We're already going into the golden era. Why? Because people are shifting. The frequency is going up. That means we are opening new doors, abilities, working with these things. And of course, a hurricane comes in, so you experience that. A flare comes in, so you experience that energy shift. All right? You don't have to understand everything. Read my book. I call it The Knowing. You stop asking questions. Because in this form, you can't have all the answers. You're not meant to. That's why we come here, to go into unconsciousness. And you're okay with that. You're like, I'm just going to handle everything at every moment on the highest possible level. And when you do that, oh boy, things will happen for you. And by the way, rewards come to you way beyond the material world, way beyond it, okay? So if you're not experiencing that kind of abundance you like, you can, but something else might be going on that's so much more powerful. Maybe you've broken through some past experiences that you never mastered, and you're doing that here, and it's going to open up in different ways for you. I promise you, everything's always good, because the ultimate source of us is light and unconditional love. Knowing everything else. Yeah, and knowing love through being everything else. It's not pleasant, but it can be. All of a sudden you'll see life different. Growing older becomes fascinating. I find growing older fascinating. Like, wow, this is bizarre, but it's just a body. I know that I am absolutely perfect, and that's why when people go over, I've seen my family, they're all like way younger. They look amazing, because they can be anything they want. They're like that. Here, we have the density to deal with. We get to deal with this. This is an experience. Don't miss it. But I hope that you'll join me to go into the golden era and drop all of the hate and separation, taking sides, allowing people to make their own choices. You don't have to convince anybody of anything. Let people vote the way they want to. You don't need to discuss it. Let people do certain things, whether they're taking, the pharma or whatever it is they're doing. Allow them to make those choices, okay? You don't be, a little, we have to control the world attitude. That's low frequency. Just know everybody's on their own path. Be there for them when they want it. And allow them to go through those lessons, take those tests. Don't be filling it in for them. They'll learn nothing. They'll flunk. You're really going to hurt them. They'll go to the next class with everybody else. getting their PhDs, and they're going to flunk. And that doesn't feel very good. And they're going to have to go back. Digital Explorers, we're doing cool stuff. I'm going to be doing a little more press and interviews and things like that. We're creating planet conscious businesses. You don't have to know a darn thing. If you want to change your life, if you want to step into something amazing, we'll explore what it is. Healers, health and wellness, artists. We have everything in there from all over the world. And so this is a free webinar that talks to you how online businesses operate, and it's time for us to use it in a positive way to change how we do business, how we earn, and get us away from the destructive behavior that we have and say, well, I have to put food on the table. No, not that way you don't. You just don't want to take that uncomfortable step into something that could possibly be very different. It's not going to be easy. Change is not easy. It's easy to I'll stay in my comfort level. I can just pay my bills and then wait till I see on the other side. I'm going to say, I gave you the chance. You didn't explore it. You didn't check it out. You could have. You don't know where we could have taken you. Self-discovery, monetizing amazing things that'll change people's lives. Don't have to do it. If you're an entrepreneur, you might want to check this out. Choices. Everyone has them. You're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. And I'm going to shoot videos on my adventure here with Hurricane Milton. I will not be shooting the hurricane because I'm not going to be here in the middle of it. I'm going to be down in Fort Lauderdale. That was a horrible Southern accent. I apologize to all Southerners. Namaste.